Hello, my name is Kai Winkler, and I am the founder and president of the current ABPMP chapter for Central America and the Caribbean. We originally, as a team of 5 founding members, created the ABPMP Panama chapter about 3 years back and managed to grow it into now a regional chapter representing several countries. That includes Panama, Costa Rica, Nicaragua, Honduras, El Salvador, Guatemala, the Dominican Republic, and Puerto Rico as well. I wanted to first of all congratulate Murdat, who invited me to send this brief summary of what we do and basically our strategy for the ABPMP in our region of Central America, for founding the ABPMP Iran chapter, engaging the professionals there, and also announcing what we do as a chapter worldwide in the social media, in the networks, and letting people know that BPM as a discipline has a framework and it has a home with the Association of Business Process Management Professionals. I've been studying economics and business administration. That interest specifically in business administration stems also from my time at high school, where all the time and majors I could, I basically focused on delving into the topics of business administration, technologies that support business administration, and to a certain degree also automation of certain activities within business administration. So that has always been sort of my interest from that time forward. Later, I did my MBA with La Universidad de Francisco de Vitoria in Madrid, Spain, with a couple of majors from the Stetson University in finances, human resource management, and project management. Later in 2014, I finished my PhD in economics and business administration, where my principal focus once again has been the world of business process management, and I focus my investigation, my thesis on that subject. The overall goal during my studies for the PhD was creating a more precise measurement framework of the impacts BPM implementation and initiatives have on local businesses, specifically the banking industry, and that way gaining tangible insights on one hand, and on the other hand also knowing exactly which are the most crucial variables to be measured for identifying those impacts, and ultimately using those variables in order to justify new BPM initiatives. During my time as a PhD student, I was trying to network with other professionals, dedicating time and efforts into investigating different aspects of business process management, and ended up touching base with the Association of Business Process Management Professionals, the ABPMP. Being very interested in what they had to offer as a uniform and applied, very pragmatic discipline, BPM not only as a technology, I reached out and asked if I not only can become a member but also create a local chapter. And from there, basically, we started the journey of creating our own local chapter here in Central America. From a professional perspective and background, I was lucky enough to almost always have been involved in my work and activities in technology projects, but also more specifically in process automation initiatives. I've been working about 16 years back with banks in terms of channel banking, e-banking, and from there transitioned over to almost exclusively from there forward in technologies that had to do with business process management. So also from my professional background, going forward with the chapter with the ABPMP was a very natural step. Currently, most of our activities, the physical hosting, and also the funding of several meetings comes through the current company I work with and co-founded together with several other members NSI, Negocios y Soluciones Informáticas, where we, since 7 years now, focus also in Latin America on implementing different BPM technologies, basically everything from IBPMS platforms to niche players, open source solutions, and are able to combine our practical experiences with the theory and the ABPMP framework. In that sense, whenever we have a new initiative, a new engagement for implementing a technology or an end-to-end solution, as implementers at NSI, we rely in a very practical sense on the lessons from the common body of knowledge the ABPMP brings to the table, and with that, using the CBOK, guiding our activities and also guiding the end user with the overarching goal in mind to maximize the benefits to the end user, and also making sure that there's really a sense of a continuous improvement cycle typical to BPM in place, versus ending up with the development of a black box application that nobody can alter, let alone improve in the long run. The main goals of our chapter are very much in line with the main strategy of the ABPMP headquarters. So most importantly, the networking activities, which are the founding pillar of everything that follows in terms of our activities as a chapter. Making sure that whoever is professionally involved in or interested in process automation, process improvement, business process management, knows about the chapter, knows about the CBOK, and is able to get in touch with us if somebody's interested in learning more and formalizing said study. That in turn leads to the second aim of our chapter, to incentivize as much as we can all our members to certify officially as an associate or professional with the ABPMP. So we train, we learn, we read and study the CBOK as much as we can in order to prep for the certification. We also try to ally ourselves with universities so that we can embed early on in different courseworks BPM as a discipline, and also offer a gateway from there for whoever's interested in joining the chapter and studying more with us. Right now, for instance, we're working with the ISAE Universidad in Panama, who is providing us with a physical space to host our meetings, which we try to have each 2 weeks in order to physically meet and also virtually meet. That's also a mechanism we replicate in the different countries we represent. In Costa Rica, for example, with the assistance of SEA Servicios Múltiples, we are hosting the physical meetings there in San Jose, the capital of Costa Rica, and replicate that correspondingly in the other countries as well. If at some point one of our members isn't able to join the physical meeting in the different locations, then we complement the access in order to join through a web session. In this case, we use GoToMeeting, and then whoever wants to join remotely can do that using this specific method. As briefly mentioned earlier, we are a pretty active chapter with 2 sessions each month, where one of those 2 sessions we try to focus on studying a chapter from the CBOK. Usually it works like this, that one of our members takes a part or an entire chapter and prepares a summarized presentation for the rest of the members in order to go through the different aspects, the learned lessons, and then ask if there are any questions from the other members, and we discuss chapter by chapter. That's a very good way we saw to prep for the certification and also to enhance our learning experience. On the other hand, the second session we try to dedicate on networking activities, looking at best practices, real life scenarios, cases that worked well, implementing and dealing with BPM, or also experiences that showed that eventually a certain method didn't work out as it should, and try to pass that learning experience also along to the rest of the members. We really look forward also to see the advances Murdad makes in Iran with his chapter, his local chapter, and hopefully we can also maybe have one or two joint sessions where we can exchange experiences across different nations and see how BPM works there, and also exchange what we learned here from our region. That would be great. So any contacts in that sense are welcome, and we really look forward to working closely together with all the other chapters on a global level.